Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa alihi wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Alhamdulillah, we have started this new series of videos that we're going to be recording on Tajweed bi'idhnillahi al-Kareem. And this is the first video, and in today's video, inshallah, we're going to be discussing some of the important points of Tajweed, how to improve one's recitation and what approach to take. Firstly, the definition of Tajweed linguistically, it means at-Tajweed huwa at-tahsin. It means to beautify your recitation of the Quran. That's what it means. Now, moving forward, I want to talk about how to learn the Quran. I mean, what approach you should take. The first thing you should do is find a very good teacher. Okay, that's very important. As you know, whichever subject you're studying, doesn't matter which science you study, you need a very good teacher. And especially when it comes to Quran, recitation of the Quran, you need to find a good teacher. And also a teacher who can teach at all different levels, meaning starting right from beginning to a very advanced level. Now here at Hilma Tajweed, in this channel, we're going to be going through basically different levels of Tajweed, starting from right from the beginning, which starts from Qaidah level, which is level 0, all the way up to an advanced level where you're able to recite fluently to a teacher, and then maybe memorize the Quran, and then inshallah in the future have ijazat. But before I go on to that, I want to make one thing very clear, which is a lot of people, when it comes to recitation of the Quran, they have distinguished between what is Tajweed and what is the actual recitation of the Quran. For example, what do I mean by that? They go to an institute or a masjid, and they learn a bunch of rules of Tajweed, and what they do is they don't implement these rules in the recitation. Or maybe they have learnt from a teacher, but that same teacher does not give them time for them to recite and implement these rules of Tajweed in the actual recitation itself. What do I mean by that? So you go to an institute, and you study level 1 Tajweed, level 2, level 3, Allahu alam how many levels there are, and then you end up basically reciting the Quran on your own, and you're making so many mistakes. This is a very, very wrong and a dangerous approach. Why I say that is because whatever you've learnt in the Tajweed rules, you must recite it to a teacher, meaning you must open the Mus'haf, whether you're reciting from your memory, whether you're reciting the Quran with looking, you must be able to recite the Quran and at the same time implement those Tajweed rules. And while you're reciting the Quran, the teacher should be able to correct you and rectify your mistakes, so that moving forward you can improve your recitation more and more. Now, when it comes to learning the Quran, alhamdulillah, I spent some time in Egypt, and also from my personal experience in this country and outside of the UK, a few things I noticed. In the UK, most people, they focus just on the rules, just on Tajweed rules. As long as they know some of the Tajweed rules, they feel happy and content about it, and they don't really bother about the actual recitation itself. Well, in the Arab countries, it's completely the opposite. I haven't come across a single ma'ahad or institute in an Arab country where they only teach the Tajweed rules. The first thing they do is they teach you the Qaidah, like maybe Ahsan al-Qawaid, or there are so many other Qaidas in the market which can be found. From Qaidah, you learn, what do you learn? You learn how to pronounce the letters. You are able to distinguish between those letters that come from the same makhraj point or similar makharij point, and then you learn the different harakat, i.e. fatha, dhamma, kasra, tanween, fathatain, kasratain, and dhammatain, the sukoon, the shadda, and so on and so forth. So here, inshallah, in this channel, we're going to be doing something similar to that. bi'idhnillah. And for this reason, I don't like to teach crash courses in the UK where, you just go in and you just teach some tajweed rules and there is no practice. And from personal experience, alhamdulillah, I've taught in a number of places where I only taught the tajweed rules, but there was no practical behind it. I just taught the theory. And how do you expect a person to learn, for example, the rules of qalqala, but he doesn't know how to implement it? He knows what is ghunna in theory, but he doesn't know how to implement it. So this is why it's very important that you learn the rules of tajweed alongside you are reciting the Quran with the teacher as well. So the same teacher can teach you the rules, and at the same time he can teach you how to implement these rules in your actual recitation itself. So this is why, alhamdulillah, here at this channel, Hilma Tajweed, we will be starting from level 0. What is level 0? So level 0 is for those people who have not recited the Quran previously, or maybe they have, but they forgot to recite the Quran and they are completely beginners. So in level 0, we will be choosing a Qaidah, or in fact, actually, at this moment in time, we are working on a Qaidah, our own Qaidah for this channel, and inshallah in the future for our own institute, we will be teaching it to our students, whether adult students or young children, male or female. It's going to be our own Qaidah. It's going to be something similar to Ahsan al-Qawaid or Qaidah Nuraniya or any other Qaidah you've seen in the market. So in this level 0, we're going to be dealing with Qaidah, where students are going to be learning the very, very basics of recitation, like how to pronounce the letters, like tanween, harakat, sukoon, shadda, how to distinguish between what is a mad letter, when to make it mad, when not to make it mad, and so on and so forth. After they've studied this level 0 properly and they've understood it properly, then we'll have level 1. And in level 1, we're going to have, for example, around 25 rules of tajweed, okay? And with each rule, we're going to have like a surah from the qisar al-sur, from the short surahs from the Quran. And again, once you've studied all these rules in level 1 properly and you've understood it properly, then we're going to have level 2. Now level 2, it's going to be exclusive to makharij al-huruf and sifat. The reason being is we've left makharij al-huruf and sifat until level 2 or a bit more advanced, is because a lot of people, even in a lot of books of tajweed, we find makharij al-huruf and sifat, they come a bit later on. So what do we mean by that? Are we trying to say that right from the beginning we're not going to teach the makharij and the sifat? Yes, the students are going to be able to pronounce the letters with its correct makhraj and sifat, but in level 2 exclusively we're going to be teaching them the rules of makharij and sifat. And then we'll have a level 3. And in level 3, this is where it gets a bit, mashallah, it gets interested. We're going to have something called mutammimat of tajweed, like the completion of tajweed. Like for example, in the major tajweed books, you won't find these rules. These are some like exclusive rules we're going to include, inshallah. Not many. And again, we're going to have the practical side where recitation of the Quran. So we're going to have level 0, 1, 2, and 3. After all these levels, then we're going to have, like, it's not going to be level 4 or level 5. It's just going to be basically separate classes or separate courses where a student can, have individual time with the teacher, called tasihih tilawa, just correcting the recitation. So whatever you've learned in level 0, 1, 2, and 3, finally, after all these hard work, you can recite to a teacher, and you can, get your recitation corrected by a professional teacher. And then obviously we're going to have, if someone wants to memorize the Quran, the entire Quran, then we can provide that as well. If someone wants ijazah in the Quran, in different riwayat, starting from riwayat Hafs, also that will be provided bi'idhnillahil kareem. So please, inshallah, like our channel, share it, subscribe it, and inshallah we hope to see you very soon with our upcoming courses. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.